Hi guys. So, I'm trying to start, or I tend to start something like a rideshare task force, right? So, what this is supposed to do is it's supposed to address issues like a customer didn't do right by me, didn't pay me what they were supposed to pay me, stole from me, whatever, kind of complaint, that you could have with a customer. Then this said tax force, maybe tax force is making it sound too serious, but essentially what this is supposed to do is like, take for instance, a customer doesn't pay you, promises to pay but doesn't pay. I mean, first things first, I'd very much encourage you to strike a deal, a bargain with the customer, take a property, do something to get your money. But if they don't pay you, in spite of all this, like for instance, you drove away thinking they made the transfer, they assured you they made the transfer, but it turned out they didn't make the transfer, and you got to find out later. Now, in situations like this, I say, especially for people who use InDrive and Rider, apps where the app doesn't necessarily refund you if things like this happen, or even if you're using boat and you mistakenly went offline for a trip like that, I don't think you get any refund. So imagine this. So a driver gets defrauded by a customer, and they send a message to the group, right? And then we post the number of said customer on the channel and have every member of the channel, not by obligation or as a duty, but well, as being a good member or by way of responsibility, you just reach out, dial this number, okay? Call the number, let's bug this person's phone until the person actually breaks and sends the money. I can't think of any other way that we would get our money back from some of these customers who knowingly defraud us, right? There's no other way. The company is not going to come and arrest them. They're not going to block them out. If they block them out, they just simply create another account with a different number. I mean, it's very easy. They're not being profiled, not as much as the drivers, right? So in a way, even if you know where these people live, you don't just walk up to them and start banging at their door. And if you think about the amount you're trying to get, sometimes it's kind of ridiculous to do something like that. But if we bug them, think of it like this. If 20 people out of the channel decide, you know what, we're going to call this person now. Each person probably uses a kind of phone that has two SIMs. That means you have two numbers. What if 20 people decide to call this one number? That means 40 calls are going to go into that phone. We're definitely going to get a response from this person. We're definitely going to have this person break. That's the idea, right? We're kind of standing up for ourselves. Now, I know there are some of you that are yet to have any bad experience like this with any customer. Good for you. Okay, but don't wait until it happens. If you can help, of course, I very much invite you to. And for the rest of those of us who probably may have suffered any kind of injustice from a customer, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I do not need to convince you, right? So we're trying to build a channel, a WhatsApp channel to be precise, and a WhatsApp group. Now the channel is basically a ride-sharing task force, so to speak, right? We go after people of these calibers, right? It's going to be like a central hub for announcing things like that. Whereas the group is a platform for discussion. it kind of seems like sometimes some people or some of us need clarifications on certain things. And well, we can't talk back and forth in the comment section, not really. Okay, so it kind of feels like it's definitely makes more sense to have a group where you state your concerns, and then people who have better experience, people who have solutions, people who know how to do things better will then give their input, right? So that's that's exactly what the group is for. And if you have any complaint about any customer, that's where you drop the information and the message, and then we get it, we process it, and then we put it on the channel, and we get to work. So I think it's a swell idea, and I invite you to be a part of it. I invite you to join. I invite you to invite other people who you think may be interested or may find some meaning or some sense to what we're trying to do, right? I invite you to invite as many people as you know to be a part of this. All right, we'll grow it into a very big community of people who do not have to go through any messy situation as long as driving is involved. Whether you're a first-time driver or you're an old-time driver, you just you deserve a seamless experience. This is just what I'm saying. All right. So a link would be on the channel page. It's also going to be in the description below this video. I'll see you there. Okay. We've got lots of exciting. I'll see you there.